Prepare to get gassed because it's time for the Week in Gear. This week, Harley Benton want to go on holiday with you, and Line 6 double the number of voices in their Catalyst range of amps. This show is brought to you by Play Better Backing Tracks. More about them in a bit. Okay, let's kick off this week's most exciting gear releases with the most mysterious of all effects, a compressor. Rockett has brought us the Airchild 660 compressor pedal that I have here, which is a guitarist's version of the highly revered and very costly Fairchild 660 studio compressor. Rockett has simplified it for us by omitting various knobs from the original. The Airchild 660 has just the essentials. We've got output, tone, blend, and threshold. I actually have a full review available. You can go there by clicking that card up there, but spoiler alert, I have yet to find a Rockett pedal that isn't superb. Although this compressor can give you some kind of transparent compression, the beauty of it is anything but clean. The tilt EQ adds bass and cuts treble when you turn it to the left, and then it adds treble and cuts bass as you turn it to the right. But it's the threshold that does a lot of the heavy lifting here, because it can go from gently knocking off the tops of transients to pretty much squashing them and adding harmonics and grunt without ever getting too much. Now, I know that compression can either be very boring or a complete enigma to some guitar players, so I think Rockett did the right thing by simplifying the amount of control that you have with the Airchild 660. I doubt many of us will ever get to use a real Fairchild 660, but to compare the Rockett pedal to some of the plugins I've used, this relatively affordable pedal version certainly gets the flavor right. And I say relatively affordable because a Fairchild compressor now goes for tens of thousands of dollars on Reverb or wherever, but the Airchild 660 is available now for about $220 or about 250 euros and somewhere in between with pounds. And as for Australian dollars, sorry, and everybody else, I don't know, look it up in the links in the video description for more information, but that price does put it near the top of the price list for compressor pedals. However, it does stand out as being the only Fairchild pedal clone that I know of. If you know of something else, comment section, please let me know. At number 4 this week, Line 6 have released 3 new amps: the Catalyst CX60, the CX100, and the CX200, with the numbers indicating the amount of watts you get. All 3 of the new Catalysts feature 12 different amp voices, which are derived from the Helix multi-effects, and there are also 24 effects available, and you can use 2 of them simultaneously. Each amp also has a little button which is a tap tempo and a tuner. I hope you're listening, boss. And each amp, including the cheapest one, has an effects loop. I hope you're listening, boss. And an XLR output, hope you're listening, boss, plus a power amp input so that you can use the amp as a powered speaker. You've listened there, boss. Now, these are very welcome updates to the first range of Catalyst amps from way back in 2022. There are obviously more amp voices, there are more effects, and generally this is better value for money. I made a video for Line 6 when the original Catalyst came out, and although I enjoyed the amp, it didn't blow me away until I went to NAMM this year and I used one to record a video for Jet Guitars. And quite honestly, I saw the Catalyst there and I was a little bit dismayed, but I plugged into the XLR anyway, and the recording I got from that was one of the best, most consistent sounds I got at the whole of NAMM, which I guess because it was the XLR means it was more Helix based, but the new Catalysts, if they can improve on the originals, I can only see good things here. The Catalyst 60 is priced at around under $300. The Catalyst 100 is under $400, and the Catalyst 200, which has 2 12-inch speakers, is around $500. And there's links, of course, for more information and up-to-date pricing in the video description. Before we get to number 3 on the list, it's now time to talk about this week's sponsor, Play Better Backing Tracks. Do you like to have fun when playing guitar? Would you like to win this canvas tuner from Walrus Audio? If you answered yes to either one of those questions, or hopefully both, then I have something for you. Play Better Backing Tracks is a brand new YouTube channel dedicated to bringing you high quality guitar play along songs so you can have fun and possibly get better. And they want one of you to win this pedal. But how do I win? I hear you cry. It's pretty simple. All you have to do is scan this QR code, which I've cleverly put on the Walrus Audio Canvas tuner, because, you know, you can also add custom graphics to it. And that'll take you to a special web page where you can subscribe to Play Better backing tracks, because when they reach 667 subscribers, they're going to give away this pedal worth about $160. So go visit them and subscribe by scanning this QR code, or I'll put the link in the video description as well, and have some fun jamming with their backing tracks. And one of you is going to win a tuner. On with the show! Third on the list this week, Thomann house brand budget guitar makers Harley Benton have made two half-size carbon fiber travel guitars. Except they haven't actually made them, but we'll talk about that in a moment. The Harley Benton Travelmate and the Travelmate E are aimed at producing a low-priced travel guitar that can withstand extreme temperatures and humidity because they're made of carbon fiber. And being carbon fiber also makes them lightweight, and being Harley Benton means they're not crazy high-priced. The purely acoustic Travelmate is only 180 euros, and the Bluetooth-enabled Travelmate E is only 249 euros, and that one also comes with a pickup and onboard speaker, and both guitars come with a gig bag. Now, if these guitars look familiar, it's because these are Harley Benton branded Nova Go models from Enya. But this is certainly not a bad thing, because both Harley Benton models are cheaper than the original Enya models, which reminds me how much buying power Thomann has. That being said, the Harley Bentons are only available in black, whereas the Enya offers a whole range of colours and pretty little designs and things. And if the build quality is there, as a travel guitar, these could be good, they could be fantastic. And they could be something for me to take camping this year, because it also doubles as a Bluetooth speaker, which means we wouldn't need to take that little box. And it's another reason that I can justify taking a guitar with me. So I can annoy people on the beach two ways instead of just me playing. Whether it sounds any good is another subject, but I endeavour to answer that sometime in the next couple of weeks. Number 2, Walrus Audio have added to their more affordable Fudnamental range of pedals with an ambient reverb called the Ambient. I also have that here, and it is not your grandma's spring tank reverb. This is a 3-mode expansive pillowy reverb. Those are Walrus Audio's words, not mine. They hope to keep the fans of ambient reverb pretty happy without having to shell out too much cash. The deep mode gives you a sort of dark ambience with an added low octave. The lush is a more lighter reverb with a longer sustain, and the haze mode is lo-fi, and that's got a distortion and some sample rate reduction. As with the rest of the Fudnamental series, the Ambient has sliders instead of knobs, which gives you decay, tone, and mix control. And they're also fun to play with. For just under $150, this is, I think, the most interesting addition to the Fundamentals range yet. And if you want to be able to sit and let your guitar tones just wash over you in vast expanses and waves of sound, then give the Ambient a go. Andy's Pick of the Week. Right, and number 1 this week. It's been a while, but they're back in style. It's Gibson. Les Paul, SG, Theodore. Yes, my pick of the week is Gibson, with the now widely available Theodore Standard. Just drink that in for a moment. You've already decided whether you love it or hate it, but before you jump down to the comments section, this is my list, and I love it. I do. Okay, so now you can jump down to the comments section and do your worst. The Gibson Theodore was first sketched by Ted McCarty, or Theodore McCarty, in 1957, and then Gibson released a limited custom shop version back in 2022. And these are currently on Reverb for around $6,000. Now that was always going to be out of my price range, but these standard models are around $2,000, which is still a lot of money, but it is also only about $300 more than some of the Epiphone models of late. It's available in 3 colors: ebony, antique natural, and vintage cherry. It's got a mahogany body, mahogany neck, rosewood fretboard, 22 frets, and trapezoid inlays. It basically looks really Gibson, but also really not Gibson. And what's weird is I was not necessarily a fan of the walnut stripe of the custom shop, but I can't help but kind of miss it on these standard models. And what's not weird but frustrating is, although the Theodore was sketched in the late 50s, this standard model has a more 60s era slim taper neck profile, which deviates from the custom shop version of the rounded C, which of course I love with my big stupid shovel hands. So the custom shop was prohibitively expensive for me. It was just a dumb move. But this I could justify financing somehow, and then what they've done is they've made it so I don't want it. Gibson, they giveth, and Gibson, they taketh away. Here's a hot take. The Theodore really reminds me of the Epiphone Crestwood and Wiltshire and Coronet, and I think that the Theodore would sit very nicely in the Epiphone catalogue. It doesn't need to have Gibson pickups or a Gibson headstock. It doesn't need to have a hard case. Just whack a single P90 at the bridge, give it a decent wraparound bridge, and make it sub $600, and then we'll have something for the people that I think will sell, even though some people don't like the sort of sad dog ear looks. Real talk for a moment. I know that the Week in Gear show has been super Gibson and Epiphone heavy recently, and usually in a sort of ha ha ha, look what Gibson is doing, aren't they so out of touch with the average player, what are they doing? But for me, the Theodore Standard is a step in the right direction for the Big G. And I hate to say it, but I think they knocked me out and they're bringing me back in. You know, they did all that stupid stuff recently, and then they brought this in. It felt a bit like an abusive relationship, and they've just bought me flowers. I don't know what that says about me. Anyway, if we could please get that sub 600 Epiphone version, please. Thank you very much. It is time to thank the wonderful people that support this show on Patreon. They make it possible, and their names are on screen now. Also making this show possible are the lovely ones showing their support right here on YouTube. Their names are also coming up on the screen. Good to see that one again. If you'd like to see your name joining those people on that list, then click the join button right here on YouTube, or visit the Patreon link in the video description. And if you want me to read your name out, like these wonderful people coming, join the top tier. I just had a really stupid idea. I'm going to try and read these out to the tune of the Indiana Jones theme tune. Okay, here we go. Sarang Narayan, PQ Deads, Dustin Barney, Gary O'Neill, Josh Tanberg, Chris Huff, Dirk Doug Paget, Alinta Boston, Boom Shakalaka. This prank is officially sponsored by Jason Welch, Buzzle Michael Lerner, forgotten how the song goes, Buddha Blue, Huge Erection. Yeah, those are the names of the people who are in the top tier. Thank you, guys. A fun one this week. I can't wait for next week. So go ahead and click there to subscribe. Comment your pick of the week down below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.